very hard. So I feel we are beating NUP too much. They shouldn't receive this kind of beating.
It's their own people who are beating. It's their own people who are alleging
it is okay.
unfairness,
It is
money.
okay. It is okay.
Yeah.
It is okay. So where is it not alleging? Where isn't it? And people are alleging and crying. The concern, the concerns that are in NUP are the very concerns that are in NRM, which carries out.
Now that's the problem.
No, that's not a problem.
If you go to church and you're casting out demons, you want to chase evil spirits, you remove the evil spirits and the Holy Spirit comes in.
Yes.
So we are looking at them from the point of liberators of our country. You cannot be worse than the devil.
Now, I've just said
You
here...
don't remove the ghost and get the devil.
When I was starting this conversation, I said the politics in Uganda is not working in isolation. It's the very thing you're going to find in Kenya. It's the very thing you're going to find in South Africa. It's the very thing you're going to... So if we actually think that now, all of a sudden, humanity has changed and that NUP is an angel. No, they are not angels. They are going to make mistakes. They are going to select candidates who are not desired by the people. But they're also going to make very many strides ahead. My nephew here said that if you are not loyal to the president, you cannot get that card. I want to give you information, my brother. Do you know a woman called Sauda Madada? Who is more loyal to Bobi Wine than Sauda Madada?
Now, here is why Sauda...
Did Sauda Madada get a ticket or not?
No.
He didn't. I give you a second one. Bobby Giant in Ginger. That man, that overtowering man. There is no one who is loyal to the party.
But maybe Derek
Derek,
it could also be the outright loyalty shown of I am part of this person and I can
that's what
speak.
I wanted to say.
But deep down inside, maybe
loyalty
because
is not
of
wearing that funny uniform and following the party president everywhere. That's not loyalty.
Sure. That is also another one.
Let me tell you. Loyalty is at the heart, right?
Correct.
Who measures the heart? Is it you?
The giver of the card.
Is the one who measures the heart?
Absolutely.
He's the one.
That
yes.
in my assessment.
I can choose.
You can wear that uniform.
How many people will tell you, I am only in this party because I know it will get me the ticket. Not because they believe in the tenets of the party.
Sauda wore those same uniforms for FDC. Followed Dr. Besigye the same way. She's wearing it the same way, following Bobi Wine. If tomorrow the political temperature changes, the first people to jump ship will be Sauda Madada. That is not what I describe as a loyal person.
One thing I can tell you is that it has so many problems. The selection process has so many problems, but for me, I give it to them because of the numbers they're dealing with. It has now become the most important opposition political party in the country. FDC, I don't think they can do that selection. Apart from maybe if they have two presidents who are going to go across the country campaigning in the same car.
Pretending to be campaigning.
They will be seated in the same car now. Let us go and tell them that between the two of us, who is the best? I mean, even when there is kind of a contest, it's very, very plastic. It's not real like you're saying. They are pretending, right? I don't want to use the word pretense. But many of these political parties are struggling to get a candidate in all the positions. So when you come, it's a very, very... That's why even these ones who have been dropped, PFF, DP, FDC, JEMA, you said it's not a political party, and then DF, they are saying, no, you people, you have been dropped, you come, this is home for you.
Even when they don't invite them, they're the ones who are crossing over to go back.
No, but I have seen also on different press briefings, them asking that you come to our political party. So, for me, I feel what's happening within the NRM, what's happening within NUP, what's happening is what should be happening in politics.
Maybe we'll
and Mildred, I want to tell you that we are going to understand the political story of this country only when we read the reverberations that are coming from the ground. That what are the people asking for vis-a-vis what do we give them for politicians? If we do not read the templates that way, we are going to get it wrong.
Thank you. I'm going to hold you just a little bit. I know that we're going to continue with this conversation and the aftermath or the effect of this coming through, still awaiting also the Member of Parliament list, which we do not know when it will be coming and whether there will be more time. But let's take a very short commercial break and we will return with a lot more. Stay with us.
Looking to build a career that saves lives? Welcome to FINS Medical University, the only specialized health sciences university in East Africa. Fully licensed, NCHE accredited, and approved for a charter. Now accepting applications for degree programs in Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery, Pharmacy, Lab Technology, Weekend Nursing and Midwifery, Medical Education Tutorship, Diplomas in Nursing, Midwifery, Clinical Medicine, Pharmacy and Lab Technology, and certificates in Nursing, Midwifery, Pharmacy and a bridge course. With a state-of-the-arts lab, a conducive learning environment and real clinical practice, your journey to excellence starts here. FINS Medical University, saving lives, our passion.
Energy for winners. Every waking day is a reminder just how beautiful this, our land, truly is. The kind of beauty that you can only find here, in the lush green all around us and the wondrous sights within. It's in the distinct aroma of our cooking, to the taste of food that takes you on a journey, in the sound of homecoming and the sound of Mother Earth, in the magnificence we find on our travels and the exciting moments we experience. Ours is the kind of beauty that comes in all things big and small. All we have to do is awaken our senses and truly enjoy what's uniquely ours. Explore Uganda, the Pearl of Africa.
She walks miles every morning, not for money, but for mothers who can't make it to the clinic. He taught men in his village how to improve their health when no one else would. They are not on billboards, but they are saving lives every day. Nominate your hero for the Heroes in Health Awards 2025. Let Uganda say thank you. Nominations open July 29th to September 30th. Send a video nomination via WhatsApp +256 762 199 227. Visit www.hihaawards.com. HIHA 2025, strengthening health systems, empowering communities through self-care and sustainable solutions.
Experience the unforgettable comfort at the Pearl of the East. Wash and Wills Hotel, Mbale, transforming your travels into a splendid stay. Service that is a class apart. Conference hall, health club, spa, spacious rooms, restaurant, bar, and beautiful gardens with a cool breeze from Wanala Hill. For reservations, call Wash and Wills Hotel, a home away from home.
Good morning once again. Thank you for keeping it right here. This is the Morning Breeze and the Media Roundtable, where we bring you the latest of what's happening in and around the country. But on the Roundtable, it's a wrap-up of the week's major events and in a journalistic perspective. As we took a break, we were still looking at the National Unity Platform selection criteria of its flag bearers at the district level or local government level, mayors, councillors, name it, and some crossovers that have already started happening. Where does this leave the party? Timothy, I'll start with you on that. Where does this leave NUP? Like my friend Jalas, where does it leave the opposition? So where does this leave NUP?
So, you know, before I could come to that, there are a few comments that Wandera has put out that I could weigh in. So first of all, the parameters that Wandera tries to use in terms of determining what loyalty is very, very unfair and does not bring out the actual picture. Because again, wearing the party colors and shouting out there does not amount to loyalty. I think to the extent that these political parties are run under the whims of individuals is to the extent of how they feel you are loyal to them and you are loyal to the institution, not how you present yourself as a loyal member. Two, Wandera highlights the fact that it is very okay for what the challenges or some of the things that are happening in NUP because NRM could be facing the same challenges. I think that, you see, we must look at political parties as semblance of democracy. It's an aggregation of members' interests to pursue a common goal. Now, political parties, especially those that present alternative view or present themselves as alternative vehicles, must strive to be better. And even when they are not better, there must be a sense in which they attempt to put effort to be a better alternative.
Like which one?
NUP, for example, in this case, has projected and has put some effort.
No, like apart from NUP, tell me any political party that was maybe in the opposition and was showing a semblance of perfectness.
No, the concept is not about pushing for perfectness.
It's about being better than the status quo.
It's better because you see, you're presenting yourself to the Ugandans.
No, that's being just ideal, but reality on ground is very different.
Then you must strike
It's
off.
just
Then you have to strike off. You must have to strike NUP off the map, because their very existence is being idealistic. New Uganda, this.
No, it goes beyond what we say.
Maybe let's give Timothy a chance to conclude, and then you will be able to revert.
Yeah, so maybe to conclude on that, I think that because there's been a lot of effort to castigate, but also to put spotlight on NRM, and that you want to provide alternative views, you want to present a new Uganda, that ideology must be reflected with some of the things, and you must project a better self than the status quo. Not better than your fellow opposition member, or trying to identify the weaknesses within the opposition to project a narrative that probably, if the challenges that NUP are facing, if they are the same with that of NUP, then the situation is better. Anyway, coming to where this is leaving the NUP, I think that for most of this, it goes again back to how the party is able to address some of the challenges. Again, one of the challenges that I think NUP is going to struggle for some time is allowing members of the Secretariat to compete for positions with the members of the party. So you have, let's say, Rugongoya, the Secretary General, and the rest of the crew who are competing against fellow members of the party for some of these positions. at the start they come on with an upper hand on some of these positions, and therefore it's very clear that they are likely to take most of these positions. The other is, I think, because the process is fairly subjective, it must be subjective in favor of the party, not in favor of the members. And that is largely determined on how the ideology of the leadership of the party feels or how they want these things to be run. And that will be the direction and the approach that the party will take. And so I think that there's going to be a sense in which the other political parties in the opposition are definitely waiting very much to fish from the aggrieved members in some of these political parties. And it could be also an approach, especially for PFF, which is fairly a new party and is trying to identify and mobilize, to get members who it could actually field, because one of its areas is around to streamline the membership factor. For political parties, of course, you're looking at three major items. One is its ability to mobilize resources. And resources could go as far as money, as far as membership, and many other resources that the party could utilize at its disposal. The other, of course, is the membership, for which other alternative political parties, for this case, I see, other than NUP, the other groups that I see seem to have a bit of a push is PFF, I see maybe FDC.
And UPC in the Langos sub-region.
UPC in the Langos sub-region, yes. Although in many times the discussion does not stretch so much there. It's more around, you know, the Kampala and some of these urban areas. And so I think that to the extent that the PFF, FDC can leverage on the grievances of some of the members within the opposition and even those in NRM, then the strength of the political parties is a bit compromised, but the interest of the party still remain paramount. All right.
Joseph, do you think NUP could be developing deeper cracks than it might be able to patch up in the near future?
Mildred, there are two things. One, it is important for political parties to strive to have a membership that is more inclined towards the common goal than looking for positions and cards. A significant number of the people whom you see wearing overalls moving around the Honorable Robert Chagulanyi, facing off with security, they are doing that so that they can project their eligibility for a NUP ticket. And so the positive side of what has happened is that now people are going to have to make a decision whether you're going to do it for the love of the party, because it is no longer a guarantee that being a Bobby, you said it's called Bobby Giant, or Sauda Madada. They have demystified the fact that Sauda Madada is rewarded with the party ticket. Number two, I am just imagining this person, this aspirant for Kampala Central, probably Katabu Moses, who has been campaigning for 5 years, has established structures. Then he has to walk into an elections management committee appointed by David Louis Rubongoya to be vetted against Rubongoya. And you say, you know, and I admire my brother Wasam Fumbiro, by the way. He comes and says, our process was very objective, very transparent.
What would you expect from a party spokesperson?
No, I do spokesperson roles, but there are things you look at and you say...
better left unsaid.
Better left unsaid.
Yeah,
but so, Rubongoya appoints an election management committee. Katabu Moses appears before it to compete against Rubongoya. Rubongoya wins, and it is such an objective process that everybody must clap and thank NUP for it, right? That you appear before Chairman, you are competing with the Nyanzi Sentamu. Then the party president assigns the Nyanzi Sentamu to meet candidates and try to strike a common position, including other. It is a normal practice in parties. You say, team, for the sake of the party, you and Wandera, why doesn't one of you let go so that we don't crack the party? And then you have to walk to Kavule to appear before this committee that is, in one way or another, maybe reporting to Chairman Nyanzi. It's a bit complex. But again, there's no wholly, totally 100%, you know, political infrastructure. The Orange Democratic Party uses two approaches. Derek, you asked for an alternative. The ODM has its core ideologues. When they sit, it was known that in Suna East, the candidate will be Junet Mohammed. In Nairobi, the candidate will be Edwin Sifuna, who is the Secretary General. In Kisumu, it will be Ruth Odinga. they clearly say we are going to elect candidates except the following constituencies where a direct card will be given. So you clearly know that in Kampala Central, in Nakawa East, in the divisional mayor for Nakawa,
that is clear.
In the president, that's a direct card.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. You can go and compete for other things. Number two, the NRM, even when at that point they were dealing with the problem of Amama Mbabazi, adopted a method where the core team at the secretariat do not compete for elections in the party and in the general elections. So they went for an appointive Secretary General, Richard Todwong, who cannot run for parliament. You have Florence Namayanja, who cannot compete. Therefore, when you go into managing party affairs, you are not directly at the center of conflict of interest.
Yeah.
That's the other option. Number two, you cannot subject yourself to people who you have appointed. By the way, the one thing that NOP did that has saved them is that it is a contested piece of paper. You know their constitution, whether they have or not is depending on where you're coming from. But their delegates conference can sit in my sitting room. That's how big their national conference is. They can fit in my sitting room, and I serve them tea, and they pass resolutions. If they had subjected that party to what the FDC used to do in Nambole, where members elect from the grassroots and send representatives and they sit, it would be worse than this. So maybe the positive side is that they have adopted what you call, should I call it progressive dictatorship? I'm trying to find a wording for it that, in our constitution for us, the members of the Delegates Conference will be Bobi Wine, Rubongoya, Joel Senyonyi, Waswa Mfumbira, Nubian Lee, and Chairman Nyanzi. Then we shall appoint party leaders and things like that. But also, let's be fair to these guys. How long have they been here? Before this?
Quite about maybe 6 years now.
Yeah, but before this,
they made 3 months ago.
Yeah, so before this,
5 and a few months.
Bobi Wine was running Firebase Crew, singing, doing music across the country. Of course, a very strong civic leader, which is, I think, what endeared him to many people. My brother Nubian was backing him up in concerts. So David Louis Rubongoya was teaching law, I think, at Cavendish and at University of East Africa. And my brother Joel Senyonyi was reading news on TV. And the fact that they have been able to come together and put up something like this, I think we need to cut them some slack also. You can't just get a stick and hammer them the whole time. They're operating in a space where General Yoweri Museveni went to the bush, got power, and has been here. He's the vice president, is an intelligence officer at the rank of a major who has been here. He has gone to opposition and imported some talents. They are now playing in his midfield. So you would understand why probably these guys will compete. The only thing, Derek, I want us to just cut off is the pretense. And I think I like what you said about that. These guys, there are people who think NRM is Sitani and NUP is the angels, Jesus' side. It is not what it is. Politics is selfish. Whether in NUP or in NRM, many times personal interests will take center stage, but what people will do is you get very good English and construct, decorate, make up this personal interest and make it look like it is the common good. And they blackmail you to the point, and the media, finally, the media is suffering from this.